It's Laura here. Hello from Hyperstamper. I am very pleased with how this junk journal turned out. I'm beyond pleased. This is kind of a triple cover. I just made that up, but I'll tell you why. Because it's an antique book here with the back of another antique book, which was this one, Tableways of Today. You can see this great Art Deco on the front here and the Art Deco designs, and that was all about how to set a proper table. I used all of the insides, but I received it with the just elastic together with the front and back. So the back is here, and then here is the most beautiful, exquisite little book from 1884, short and sweet. I know it's rare. I know that because I have spent hours trying to find another copy of this to find out its value. It is inscribed here 1884. The first page is loose, but I'm leaving it in there. I don't want to glue it down in case somebody wants it. It's probably worth $10 million. I'll see it on Antiques Roadshow next week. But that is so pretty. Look at the back of this. It's just so beautiful. So 140 years old. I made a little pocket out of a vintage table runner here with the applique there. And what I love are these authentic vintage beads that I've threaded that match that cover. I love it. So let me show you the inside. It's full of antique and vintage treasures. Every pocket is stuffed. Almost every single page has a pocket or insert on it. And let's go before I put it in my Etsy shop. So this is inscribed 1918. This is the big book here. And again, I didn't want to ruin the first publisher's page, so I put it on this side so you can open it up there. And then we've got the original first title page there, and then a nice vintage botanical page. Now, let me just get my jewels out of the way. There we go. I've got a 1950s bingo card in here. That's authentic as well. I guess I don't need to say that. Everything in here is authentic. I put a little hidden journaling spot up here in a 1927 Eaton's catalog page. Look at them playing on this wagon. It's just fabulous. I love it. And then I've got a 1927 image here from my book house. And then this is a really fun piece. And a little pop of color here. It's a big page. And it is all about home decor, modern crochet. Could you imagine crocheting drapes? But I would kill for that couch right now. I would love it. Look at this little sweetie on the other side. So that's from the 40s. So that's 80 years old there. And this is a vintage song sheet. And I turned it into a little pocket. And this came out of a 1940s. Is it 40s? It's this one here. The American Woman's Cookbook. And it's just gobsmack full of really wonderful and hilarious photographs. But look at the front page here. This will crack you up. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Anyways, I can't wait to turn that into a journal someday. A long way to go for that. So that's just a fun little piece. And then over here is a 1948 corner of an envelope with a stamp on it from the United States. And then this is a vintage playing card with Prince Edward on there. That is a gorgeous 1890s school book page, and it says here, too late. And you got the people going over the falls. No kidding, it's too late. It's not really what you want to hear as you're rowing backwards. And there is a 1956 My Book House page, another edition there. And then this is the original interior spine of the book, kept it with the book. And this is just a really fun advertisement that I turned into a journaling tag for Herb Ox, which would have been broth. And then I've got this same page there from the 1890s and another vintage page. And these are wonderful wartime postage stamps from Switzerland. They were sending parts to make watches up to where I live, and to a watchmaker. More botanicals. This is a really sweet 1940s how to care for your children parenting kind of book. And then that's a 1920s school book page down there. And then this page sent me this, and I love it. This is in keeping with the age of the book, from 1874. And it's from the National Bank of Lincoln that was sent, I imagine, to the township or the treasurer of the school district. And that would have been their budget there, $67.20. Isn't that cool? That is super special. So thank you, Paige. Somebody's going to love, love, love that one. And then this is just a really fun piece from a 1956 Theater Arts magazine page. But I love it because it's advertising the play Damn Yankees and the Pajama Game, which are famous Broadway shows, especially in the 50s. So I thought that was a really fun piece. And then we've got more remembrance coming up for all these pages. This is an 1800s page, and it's got music on this side here. And then over here, it's to a musician. I believe it's called Love Letters to a Musician, this book. And then here is a 1940, again, another Theater Arts magazine page, Louis Armstrong. Look at that. And if you don't know who Louis Armstrong is, if you're too young when you're watching this, yikes. He's the most famous trumpet player of all time. Just magnificent. Vintage pocket dictionary page, and then this is just a little vintage insert, how to use Stay-Flex on skirts. But I love, love, love. Look at the hairdo. She's amazing. I think I'll get that hairdo next. Here we go. This is a vintage playing card from the early 70s. A little funky novelty round deck of cards. I had a deck and it was almost impossible to hold them. This is a beautiful early 1900s plate from a Handbook of Nature, and I put antique paper on the back of that so you can journal, and that is an early 1900s Beatrix Potter plate. Look at that sweet little mouse running up the stairs with his little plate of cheese. Oh, sweet. And this is from 1885 from a German book. Gorgeous illustrations in this book, just absolutely spectacular. Look at that one. So a little antique paper on the back of that as well. Just a little journaling spot for you. There's more of that. Sorry, these just cracked me up. She just looks like, she's been to the beauty salon and putting the formula on the wrist. I guess we still do that. And then this is wonderful. This is probably more from the 30s, and that is made in Germany. Most of them are made in England, so this is pretty cool. The Faultless Dress Fastener. Faultless, without fault. This is a 1937 5-year diary page, so each year you would have put in the date and then a little note about that day. And, oh, isn't that pretty little doily? I like that. And there's the other side of it, and that's from the 40s. And then this here is from 1933, Girl's Own Annual, the girl with all her trophies there. And then, whoop, look at this beautiful postcard. This is gorgeous, and this is from 1905, and it's a birthday card, but look at that beautiful little thatched roof cottage there. Oh, I should have kept that. I'm making a cottage journal right now. That's okay, I have more. And then this is just a really cool 1940s book about games to play at parties. And this here is from 1937. That is really, really beautiful, by the famous artist Halls. And there's one of Stacy's Maple Grove dairy receipts from the 50s. And this is lovely, 1890s. Look at these little children. I can't tell. I think a little child has painted this along the way, but nice job, because it's quite beautiful. And I can't tell if they used paint or crayon, but I'm almost positive it's paint. And then this is just a really cool piece from the 1930s, from the cover of a music portfolio, or folio. And this, whoopee, this is a little, one of my cutoffs booklets. So you've got lots of journaling space in there as well. And that's another 1920 piece. And I left this poem here. It says, truth is honest, truth is sure, truth is strong and must endure. I just didn't want to cover it up, so I pushed the pocket up on that one. And this is amazing. I guess it should have been in my Christmas journal, but everybody should have a piece of the holidays, right? No matter what. Oh, swift we go, ere the fleecy snow, when moonbeams sparkle round, when hoofs keep time to music's chime, and merrily on we bound. Love it. Early 1900s perennial page and an unused index card, vintage. 1930s Flint card, 1890s Guard Watchman dial, and a vintage, not exactly sure the date, but people are saying the 50s. This is one of those food coupons from Milmar Foods for 5 cents. And this is from 1949. Look at this little cutie. His name is Ronald. You can see it there, and it's still in its photo album page. I didn't want to take a chance at ruining the photo. Isn't he sweet? I like that so much. Another children's book page here. Now this is pretty interesting. I hope everybody knows who this star is here. Can you see her? This is from 1956, Theater Arts Magazine as well. And there she is. It's not very often you find many of these things. Date is down here, but that of course is Marilyn Monroe, front and back. And I guess it's the movie Bus Stop. Love it. Probably, you know, worth a little bit because it is original, but I was thrilled to find that when I was flipping through the pages. That's the top of a box of playing cards that I turned into a pocket, and that is a vintage book on trees page. And this is a hand-typed paper, and it's the carbon copy, and I think it's really old. I can tell that they used like probably an Underwood typewriter, or I just love it. I think it's wonderful. It's a little poem. You can read that. And this is from the before 1850. And look at that wonderful illustration there. These people are having a very good time at this party. Very good time. And this is how I found the plate in the book. It was in terrible shape, so I left it like that. Instead, I was going to trim it all down, but I like it. I like the way it is. It's been well looked at. And this is just a wonderful illustration of a magical enchanted little river there. And this is a 1951 university page from a yearbook, and it's got some autographs on it. And over here we've got the men's basketball team. I just love it. You'll see some more fun things coming up on that. And this is from a very old dictionary, and it is just before the A page, and it has the A tab there. Can you see that? Okay, there we go. And yeah, so I kept all of the first tab pages from the dictionary because I think they're so cool. And I'll just set that in there for now. And then vintage page here, and then the wonderful iconic image of the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. That is 100 years old, that one. This here is also from 1956. We've got a musical going on here, and I just like the pink tone of it. I think it's really cool. There's a little turtle image there from a children's book. And this here is from the personal flying log here, which is a pilot who tracked every single flight he took, which was just hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands. And I like because it says where they left and where they were going to. And that is from the Royal Air Force. Oh, you'll like this. This is cool. So this is more of that yearbook page, but look at cheerleading. Look at that, varsity cheerleaders. How fun is that? I really like that. And then that is from 1923. And this here is from 1920s. And look at the little pony and the pig there with antique paper, and on the back, a goat and a pig. All kinds of piggy things happen in there. And then over here, I've got this sweet little 1940s children's book page. This little fella hearing something rustling around, and it's a little frog. And then there's a hand-typed thesis page, or a handwritten thesis page. So that's it. I am tickled pink. I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. You can find that at hyperstamper.etsy.com. If it's not there, it means it's been sold. But you can email me below. My email address is below. And please subscribe, comment, and come back soon. Bye for now.